What's good, guys? It's Joseph, and today we're going to be diving into color correction. So for the first one right now, today, we're going to be doing like a warm color correction without using third-party plugins. I'm definitely going to be using Magic Bullet Looks, though, for some of these videos, just because you can get a lot better quality of a color correction using those. But for those of you who don't have Magic Bullet Looks, you can follow along with this one because we're not using anything third-party. So after you watch this video, you'll be able to use this method to do like a bunch of different color corrections. So that's why I'm doing it first, but then I'm going to dive into using Magic Bullet Looks in future videos. So I'm going to have a lot of different styles of color correction I'm going to be doing. So today's going to be like just like a regular, like a simple warm one. And then another one might be a little like blue, like flexed blue one, or just like, different types for different styles of music, So this one's just going to be very simple and easy to follow along with. So it's going to be like a color correction basics tutorial, like what you are looking to have. And so we're going to be creating this one. You can kind of see it's basically just adds a little bit of contrast and has a little nice and warm feeling. I didn't add too much warmth because the game itself, Valorant, is actually already pretty warm feeling. So I kind of just enhanced that a little bit with this. So we're going to be recreating this right here. And it's going to be similar, but not quite the same. And so we're going to go ahead and add a new adjustment layer for my color correction. So I'm going to go ahead and add curves to start out with. And then you're going to be given this RGB line, and you're going to want to use that to put the brights up and the darks down a little bit. It's going to give you a little contrast. You can kind of see that. Then you click this arrow down right here. You're going to want to use the red, and I'll do a similar thing with the red. If you bring the reds all the way up, it's going to make it look crazy. So you want to have a little bit, and you bring it up in the bottom or in the top, and then on the bottom you can do a little curve as well to make it a little bit different, because you don't want everything to be red. You just want to bring the reds up just a little bit, and you can play around with this, like depending on the feel of the song. You can take away a little bit of green, just a little bit, just to emphasize the reds a little bit more. It's just, this is a part where you just gotta play with these curves and try to get something that you like. And that's the thing, and that's really all you can do with the curves. You can bring the blue up or down as well to get a similar feel. And you can kind of see it's similar to what I made earlier. It's not exactly the same, but it's similar. And with Magic Bullet Looks, you have a whole bunch of different tools that you can use. So let's say, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this out, and I'll go into like some of the stuff you can use on there. But like, let's say you got that, and you like how it looks. You can go ahead and add like Sharpen, like kind of sharpens the edges up a little bit. You don't want to add too much because it's going to look really weird. Like 20 is about the most I would do. I would even go down to like 10, 15 or whatever. And it's not anything that's like, it's just subtle, and it makes everything a little bit more, pop out a little bit more. And then glow is a part of After Effects. So you're definitely going to want to use that. Definitely change the value up. You can put the intensity up to like 2 or whatever. Bump this radius up, put the threshold up a little bit, and now you can see that you're starting to get a little glow to your color correction, and now it's looking a little interesting, And if you want, you can play around with putting the glow on top of the curves. Gives a little bit different feel, but it's whatever you want, man. Like, you do you. And so now you got that. That's similar to what I have. It has a little bit more of a glow. You can put the radius down to this glow a little bit. And now, similar, but it's not exactly the same because the curves are different. It's hard to get the exact thing. That's why, like, if you made this, you can actually highlight all of these and just go to animation, save animation preset, and that'll be your color correction. And you can use it, in another edit if you want to. I normally end up making my own color correction for each video, but this one's really nice. Or if you're making a color correction pack, you can put it in there, and that's how you do that. if you do have magic bullet looks, I suppose you can make another adjustment layer and open up the looks. Let's see what we got going on here. You can create a similar feel. Like, let's say you're going your matte, you add a diffuse, and I'm literally just going off the top of my head, just playing around. You can make this like red. If you're like, say we're still going for a warm feel, you can turn this exposure compensation up. Let's do like 0.2, and then you can turn like the size up, grade up if you wanted. Glow, obviously. Highlights only. No, you can turn that down a little bit. And this is really where you can try to find what works for you, you know? And you can kind of see that gives you your color. And there's a whole bunch of different things you can use. So like, let's say we're going into camera or whatever. You can put this wherever. You can make your contrast curve here. And now you're adding a little bit more of a contrasty feel. There's like things like shoulder you can use. These are just things you want to play around with and just find like what works best for you, you know? Hsl Colors. This is really subtle, but you can turn your reds up, your oranges if you wanted to, or like your greens and your blues, just to give you a nice colorful feel. You can barely see the difference, but you can see how there's a little bit more vibrance just on the colors that we put up, just on the certain colors you can control, which is really cool. I really like how you can do that. But you know, there's a lot of things you can play around with in here, like haze and flare, all of this. Let's see, another one that I like the gradient exposure. I like that too. Let's see. Let's just see how this works. You can change this as well. This is like the position and how long you want it to be. And then your fall off is obviously there. You can change the color of it. Now if I change it to like red, you can see that it's red or green or whatever. I normally just keep it white, and now if I turn it off, you can kind of see it. It just depends on like your what's it called? Your like whatever this stops is called, but it's kind of like your however long this is. There you go. And it kind of brightens it up on the top a little bit. But that's like, and it's just basic, you know. So now you got this, and you want to compare this to other ones. It just seems a little bit more dynamic in what you can do, you know. And then you can add on most of my color corrections, I'll add a vignette. Is that how you say it? And then you can just leave it like that if you want to, or you can change the amount. But I normally just leave it how it is. But you can definitely add more or less if you wanted to. It just gives it a little bit more. It focuses the shot on the middle. I normally add that to my color correction. So, I mean, that looks like a pretty decent color correction already. You can even add curves to this. And you can make this either brighter or darker, depending on if it's too bright or if it's not bright enough, you know? And that's like really it if you're making just like a regular basic warm color correction. So hopefully this video wasn't too long. I know I wasn't really expecting to get into bullet looks, but I had a little bit extra time after I went over, you know, this part of the video. And you can kind of see, I quickly made this one, so it's a little bit too red. I would probably go in here to the red and bring it down just a little bit. Kind of matches the other one a little bit better. Yeah, so and you can add the glow and all that, but like if you have bullet looks, you can get like a really, really nice color correction. And I kind of went through and not really too in depth on how to make this specific color correction, but you can do a whole bunch of different things with it. And I'm going to be showing you guys more in depth as we make more color correction tutorials. because I got a lot to share with you guys. So my next one, I don't exactly know what it's going to be, but this one, simple and warm. We're going to go on to something completely different next video. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, I hope you guys learned something. My DMs are open on Twitter if you ever have questions. I'm streaming almost, not every night, but I'm streaming normally at nighttime. I'm watching y'all's edits. You can watch me make my edits. We're just chilling, man. It's a lot of fun. Twitch is going to be down in the description if you want to drop me a follow, check me out. Other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'm out. Peace.